Hello everyone, I am Deepika and today we are going to do The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. It's a very famous poem by Robert Frost, and Robert Frost was your American poet and a writer, author. Okay, before we go ahead, I want to discuss the title of the poetry. It says The Road Not Taken. How is this road related to choice? I'll explain it to you. First, let me just give you one option. For example, you have your friend. That friend asks you what you want as your birthday gift, a pen or a bag. So you have to make a choice, right? You can't have both. She's giving you an option, either the bag or the pen. So in life also, in many situations, you have to choose. You are given choices, but you can only choose one out of them. Similarly, here we're talking about the road not taken. So probably a poet had more than one and is talking about the road which he could not take. Now, I've written here choice, road, and metaphor. What does it mean? When you are making a direct comparison, it is called your metaphor. And when you use as and like to compare, that's called your simile. For example, here I want to, she is as good as her mother. She has been compared to her mother because she is as good as her mother. I mean, the mother and the girl, they both are equally good. So here you've used as, it means it's simile. Whenever you are using as and like, it means it's a simile. Whenever there is a comparison using as and like, it's called a simile. Now, look at this example. He is the Chaucer of the of this generation. Now, he has been compared to Chaucer without using as or like. It means that there is also comparison happening, but this comparison is direct because there is no use of like or as. So here, the road not taken, the road is signifying your choice in life, the options in life. So the choices which you make in life, they have been compared to choices. The roads have been compared to choices. There is a direct comparison, hence it is a metaphor. So what does the road signify? It signifies the options which we have in our life, the choice which we make. Now let's get started with
Hello,
the
everyone.
poetry. So I'm going to explain the poem line by line. So listen to me carefully. Two roads diverged in Yellowwood. Yellowwood means your forest, and two roads are there, the poet talking about. And sorry, I. He's using first person, so this is a poet. He's apologizing. He's saying, sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. He's saying, I am very sorry. There are two options I have, one and two, but I can't choose only one. I cannot travel on both the roads, this road one and this road two, right? Long I stood and looked down as far as I could. He is saying that he stood there as long as he could and he was trying to analyze the first road one as far as I could to where it went in the undergrowth. So now he's looking at this one road and he looked at it as far as he could till it bent in the undergrowth. Undergrowth means probably he could not see it any further. He could only see it till here because there were trees in the forest and it bent. Okay, so he's saying he did stand there and he analyzed, because whenever you are making a choice in life, you always contemplate, you always analyze, and then you choose, because you want to know You always have this fear in your head if the choice is going to be good or bad. The consequences of that choice are going to be good or bad. So, which is why he was standing here and he stood here long enough to analyze the first road. Then what happens? Then the other. Now he started looking at the other road, this second road. Okay, just as fair. So he thought it was just as fair and perhaps having better claim. So this road, this is your first road, this is your second road. He's saying it was as fair as the first one, and obviously it had better claim. Better claim, probably it had better opportunities. This is what he thought. He's not sure because he's using perhaps here. Okay, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Why did the second one have better claim? Because he thought it was green and it was grassy. Okay, green and grassy. Grassy because and wanted wear. What does your wear mean? It means used a lot, old, tired, exhausted. Okay, so wanted where? So it was asking as if people should travel upon it, that people should come and walk on that road because it looked so fresh, green, right? Though as far as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. Do you see how confused at this point your poet is? First, he said that he analyzed the first road, then he tried to analyze the second road, which he thought had better claim, had better opportunities, better chances, and could give him better result. Now he's saying, though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. He's saying probably people had equally walked upon the second one also, so he's not sure. He's still contemplating, he's still analyzing. Alliteration. Now let's get started with our figure of speech. यहाँ पे here they've used alliteration. What is the alliteration? Whenever the alphabet of the words they sound similar. For example, tiger talked to Tia. Okay, T tiger, t. So it's t. Here wanted were wanted where. So this is your alliteration because the voice of the first alphabet, the sound of the first alphabet is the same. Okay. Personification. Third line. What is personification? Whenever you are attributing the qualities of living being to non-living things, it is called your personification. For example, train is running. Can a train run? Does a train have legs or feet? No, it doesn't. But who can run? Animals can, humans can, right? But a train cannot, right? But when you say the train is running, you are personifying it. It's personification. Okay. Hmm. So I hope till here we are clear. Let's get on to the next slide. Okay. Very important. Your choices, your consequences. What happens in life, whatever choice you make, you always have to face the consequences, you always have to face the result. You are never free of the consequences of your choice. You always have to face them and you are always accountable for a choice that you make. Okay, and both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. It seems that he was standing there in the morning, and also that morning nobody had till then traveled on those two roads. At least in that, mo like that morning, at least nobody had walked upon those two roads. Oh, I kept the first for another day. So which one is he choosing? The first or the second? He says he's choosing the second one. I kept the first for another day. This is for some another day now. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. So he's saying he knows how it works. He knows that whatever choice he's making today, he's choosing road 2. This, when he moves ahead, is going to give him opportunities to choose from other options. And then whatever he chooses out of that also, he's going to have to choose. So basically, it's a chain. What you make a choice today, you travel, then you make a choice again, then you go, and then you make a choice. So you always have to keep making choices in life. Yet knowing how way leads on to way. So this is your way, this. You're always choosing one choice, one option creates more option, and then so on and go. It just keeps happening, going further. I doubted if I should ever come back. He's saying he doubts that he's ever going to come back for this road. One, alliteration. Here also your alliteration has been used in your third line here. First four. I said the sound of the alphabet should be the same. So here fur. First four, fur. So this is your alliteration. I shall be telling this with a sigh. He's saying that I'm going to talk about it for sure. Somewhere ages and ages hence. From here, ages and ages later, two roads diverged in a wood. So he's saying the choice which I've made today, I'm going to certainly talk about it, tell it to people that what exactly happened there and the choice that he made about that. Two roads diverged in wood, and I took the one less traveled by. Do you remember the same thing? What he said, this one is greener and grassier, which is why he has chosen it because it seemed as if it has been less traveled by. Not many people have taken this road, and which is why he's choosing this one because it is less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. And choosing this less traveled by road has made all the difference. We don't know, this is the end of the poetry, and now we do not know what exactly was the result of that choice. Was it good or bad? We are not aware. So, which means this poetry is open ended. You have to think, but you can't have a fixed answer to it. Okay, we are our choices. It means that whatever you choose, you're always accountable, right? You have to face the consequences, the result of it. So, you are never free of your choices. Imagery. A lot of imagery has been used in the poem. For example, two roads. You are forced to think about two roads here. First road, two roads. Yellow wood, you are thinking about the forest when it says yellow wood, right? It says grassy, you think about green, greener color. So these are the things which forces you to have an image in your head, which is why it's called imagery. So I hope you've understood the poetry. Please let me know if you have any doubt in the comment section below. I'll rectify them. I'll surely look after them and try and solve your problems. Thank you for watching the video. And if you like the video, can you like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel. Thank you very much. Much love.